So, I'm back at Pink's, and I start off with that because it's probably been the most normal development in recent times. It's going okay. I'm still like the tepid, quiet girl in the corner who doesn't talk and who always has heavy shit going on. I mean, I got hired practically the week, practically like 2 days before I had a mental breakdown. So pretty much my whole employment there has just been me feeling like absolute garbage, just going through hell. But I'm back. I'm back from the nether regions, from the underworld, from Hades, from Tartarus. I have risen. I died 3 times and I rise and I rise once. Probably the only reason I can be so glib about that is the antidepressants they put me on, which work terribly. It's so capricious. They put me on sertraline, which actually it makes me think like, because I'm not the only one who's on this stuff. My 2 housemates are on it. Nadine's on it. It's like, is sertraline like the Prozac of today? It's like every other kid's on it. Half of the city is on that stuff, which is pretty bad because it's used to treat trauma or OCD or a panic disorder. So it's not great if I already know 3 people in my inner circles who take it, and now I'm one of them. But yeah, it's not something you're open about. I didn't even know until I told them that that's what they put me on, and they started me off with a 50 milligram. Oh my god, this is fucking perfect. Like, they started me off on a 50 meg dosage, and this is not a type of medication that you're supposed to just take. It's a dosage. Your ideal dosage should be something to build up to. So I would be, if 50 milligrams was my dosage, then I'd have to start off with 25 for like a couple weeks, and then take 50 to build full effect. So you can't immediately take the 50. And I never understood that with medications, and it's like, why is it necessary to start off with a lower dosage? But I think I get it now. I think it might have something to do. I could be talking completely out of my ass. I probably should look it up or whatever, but I'm not going to. It probably has something to do with how fast the drug metabolizes. So if like you don't really build it up, then it just metabolizes too fast, and your side effects start to worsen. Which is sort of what happened to me. Because I don't have a GP here. So I seen like an on-call emergency psychiatrist at the hospital. Oh yeah, I got my panic attacks after my breakdown was so bad. I'm not even sure they were panic attacks. They were sort of just like, I was terrified, and like I was physiologically terrified. Like, it wasn't just, it was bad mentally too, because I would just be ambushed by like flash images of gore, and I would be like, I don't know, gore, because gore doesn't really affect a lot of people, but it's like the type of gore that would terrify you. Like, I don't know if you've seen someone getting tortured right in front of you. It's like that kind of terror, but in your head. Like, it's the type of gore that's real, that feels real. I just get like ambushed by them, and I would feel like crying always. I'd have to actually hold myself back from tearing up. It happened at work all the time, and the tension in my chest was killing me. It was getting so bad from the lack of sleep. The lack of sleep definitely exacerbated it. Like, it was getting so bad that I was starting to get pains down my arm, like at the side of my neck. So it's probably a heart issue right there. But where was I going with this? Oh yeah, so much fucking happened. So much fucking happened over the past month that, like, I feel like I've lived 4 lifetimes, honestly. And to be honest, these things aren't even really warranted anymore because I don't talk to myself nearly as much, just because, I don't know, all of that mental chatter seems to have just gone away, just died down. So I have nothing to actually live out when I'm doing these things. The only reason I'm doing them is just for posterity. So I have something to look back on in the future. See my development. God, that cat is loud. Yeah, where was I going with this? Oh yeah. It's like it's strange with the mental chatter thing. Like, it's just, I can't tell if it's because I'm depressed all the time, and it just makes, and I'm just not having like the appropriate emotions to express my thoughts, or if I just don't feel like my thoughts are worth expressing to myself anymore because I have bigger shit on my mind. It's probably the latter, to be fair. It's like when you've lived through like the kind of pain I've lived through for the past like 4-5 weeks. It's like it puts everything into a different perspective. It's sort of why I'm depressed right now. It's like I have a complexity management problem as far as my life is concerned. Oh yeah, but like as I was saying, the medication at the beginning, it exacerbated the panic and the terror. And when I was taking it, I have moments where I would feel like extreme anxiety, even more than like without taking it. And then I would feel elated, like, I mean full on, like I was on ecstasy or something. It's the same thing. The first time I started taking sertraline, I actually felt high. Like, my pupils were dilated. They still are, to be fair. But they were huge in the beginning. I was drowsy, I was woozy, couldn't think clearly. My skin had this weird feeling that actually it kind of feels like when you take acid. And the lights look so pretty. They still do, actually. I'm on one of those up phases right now. So every time as I was walking home from Pink's today, it's like the lights of the city look so fucking amazing. It's like they look like stars. Oh, lights look like stars. They look so pretty and fascinating. Yeah, so it was like extreme anxiety followed by, I was manic. I was essentially manic. And now it's the same thing, I think. But instead of with anxiety, it's with depression now. Because I think the anxiety has largely gone away. Like, I can sleep. I wouldn't say I sleep fine. I still wake up in the middle of the night, twice usually. Once at like 2 a.m. and then again at 5 around. So the sleep issues are still sort of there, but like the anxiety is gone. For the most part, it's gone. Now it's just depression, but like debilitating depression. I'm talking straight up insta-suicidal, like that. Like, it's not even comparable. It's like the same thing with the anxiety. It's like how it ramped my anxiety up to 11, where I actually drove myself insane for a while, thinking I was Jesus in an ambulance because my anxiety had reached to that levels of insane. Like, it's like the same thing now, but with depressed. It's like this morning I woke up. Actually, for the past couple of days, I've been feeling exceptionally down. To be honest, like, my life sucks right now. My life is honestly really heavy, so I didn't notice that I was feeling like shit. Except for when, I don't know, I was talking to Evan in the kitchen and he was like making something, and I noticed how much like time and effort he'd put into the shit that he'd make, and like I think like, God, I remember there was a time when I used to like to do that, like a lot, you know, like I work in a kitchen. I love to work with food, you know, I always have. And I remember a time when I actually enjoyed cooking, and now it's actually a chore. Even going grocery shopping is like, it's just such a time drain. And it's like that was the first indicators that, you know what, I might be depressed under all this anxiety or panic. I don't like using the word anxiety because it just feels like it's not enough, like it's understating it. I wasn't just anxious, I was fucking panicked. Like, it's honestly, it makes you feel like such a loon when you go around town and you literally have to like identify the cars in your head and their color and try to remember like the first three digits of their reg, because you're so overwhelmed by inexplicable panic and terror that you can't focus. So that, like, you have to do that. Like, I was walking around, in order to calm myself down, I'd do my 9 times table. It got to that. And now with the depression thing, I woke up this morning straight up suicidal, which is so weird that now I'm like, I seem fine now, but I know it'll be back. Like, it'll be back again tomorrow, probably when I take it, or probably just before this wears off, so just as I wake up, because I take it at noon with the way my schedule is, so. But it's scary, because in the moment you have very little impulse control. Your emotions are so overwhelming and they feel so real. I actually can't distinguish between genuine happiness and just elated serotonin high, and between genuine sadness or anxiety and just the drugs. It's bad. I don't know what it is. I don't even have a GP to go to because I haven't registered in one yet. And the GP I was going to register with is off this week. She's on holiday, so even if I did fill out the forms, like, she wouldn't look at them this week. So I'm sort of stuck with the medication at the dosage that I have. I tried taking 25 megs in one day instead of 50, cutting it in half, but it doesn't work. It just makes the symptoms bad. It doesn't make them worse. Like, it's like a halfway point, but it's a halfway point that doesn't work. Like, it just doesn't work. I need the 50 megs. But the 50 megs makes me oscillate like crazy. And it makes me feel manic. So. Self-harm hasn't really been on my mind. Just because I don't see the point. I honestly just feel like jumping off of a building or in front of a car when I feel like shit. It doesn't even get to like the stage where I like to tease it a bit, feel a little pain, it's like, it doesn't even, it's not, no, it's like way past that now. If I'm in pain, I'm in so much pain that I wanna jump off a high place. I'm not going to. I'm not going to, purely just because I have too much to lose. I have too much to lose, and I've suffered too much up to this point to give it up. Simple as, it's too much progress, dude. Too much. 2 years ago, I would have lost nothing if I had died. But 3 years ago, I would have lost nothing. I'd lose everything now. I'm actually in a pretty good place. Despite everything, reality is on my side. The world is on my side. Just my mind isn't. And I sort of just discovered that, oh my god. It's like my mom was here a couple of days ago. I can't believe how much she's deteriorated. I can't believe it. We were just sitting in the kitchen on her last night here. I ordered her a pizza, and she was so fascinated by the technology of the Just Eat, the app, the delivery app, how efficient it was and how convenient. She straight up said oh, it's like you live in New York City. And it was because she's been a hermit. She's been a hermit for the last I don't know how many goddamn years, and she's no friends, and all she does is just sit inside and drink and she's a crazy cat lady who's lost her mind, and her mind, she used to be so on the ball, she used to be so reliable, and now she's foggy. It's she wasn't a greatest mother as far as parenting is concerned, but she was reliable. It's she knew stuff. She knew how to get your way in the world. Now she's just it feels like she's a child. It feels like she's regressed to the level of a child. Who at this up to this point I thought my mom was just selfish, and that's why she didn't see my pain, and that's why she didn't give a fuck, and that's why even after I attempted to off myself, nothing changed. I thought it was because out of selfishness, and then going through all of what I've gone through, Evan's right, it does make you more empathetic. Suffering to this extent, it makes you more empathetic, because I was sitting in the kitchen, I was looking at my mother just stuffing this pizza in her face with pure childish delight, as if this moment was the most she had in life to feel good about. And oh my god, and I seen her haggard alcoholic face, and her rat's nest of a hair, and the sour smell of alcohol from her clothes, and I seen the pure delight on her face as she was eating this pizza, and I was just filled with complete empathy. This isn't selfishness. Her life genuinely sucks this much. Did she's actually no choice but to deal with it the way a child would deal with suffering, because it's just easier. Because it's easier to live, to exist in a reality that bad if you're a kid. Because if you were to live in a reality that's as shitty as hers as an adult, you'd actually kill yourself. You would have no choice. I mean, you'd have a choice, obviously. You always have a choice, but it'd be so bad. It'd be so bad. Because the way adults comprehend situations, it's complex, it's nuanced. It's very multi-dimensional. And there'd be just too many angles to view the pain from. And it would just compound. But if you're a child, if you just regress to the level of a child, it's like all this stuff just happens to you and you're completely out of your control, and that relinquishes some of your suffering. And she has relinquished so much of that. And it's like I can see it. And I that's when I became an adult. Like, I don't know, 3 days ago, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, in this kitchen, in this house, on like July the 3rd or whatever. Or July the 4th. Independence Day. Haha. I became an adult. It's like when I finally realized that my parents are so fucking incompetent. They're such broken ass fucking people that me, a 21-year-old, is now like at this stage fully capable of taking on life. And before this point I wasn't because I was so traumatized from what happened to me in my childhood that I wasn't emotionally ready to be alone. Like, to such an extent that I had a relationship with a 30-year-old adult because I wanted to feel that. Like you can't deny. Like, I don't know what kind of daddy issues I have, but I must have some. And then Keegan. Like, both perfect examples of why I can't be alone. It's like, you know. Keegan taught me a lot of things. Like, I don't know. Like, he's my ideal. He's genuinely my ideal. But he's an ideal in the sense that, oh my god, this video is all over the place because I literally have so much to cover. It's been such a long time since I've done one of these. Like, if Keegan and me were one person, we would make like the perfect human. I'd put it like that. It's like he had a lot of things wrong with him, but there was other things that he got very right about a lot of things. Coming to the decision to leave, or just not to break off all contact with me, was a good decision. The way he went about it is so incredibly cruel and heartless. Like, I don't care how oblivious you are as a person, if you can watch someone who you care about, who you supposedly say that you care about, have a mental breakdown in front of you, and you not being fazed by that at all, you literally just pushing them away and walking out. I don't care who the fuck you are. I don't care how oblivious you claim to be. Like, that's just sick. But he did make the right call. We would have probably killed each other. And it's like now I try to be more like Keegan in my everyday, you know? A stoic and individualist. I try to care less about other people's opinion and just do my thing. I stopped apologizing for my existence, like saying sorry, like every other sentence. I stopped doing that, and just I still do it sometimes because yeah, gotta work on that. Yeah. This video is actually going nowhere. It's so long. It's like half an hour. Not every video has to be half an hour long. I can't help it. It just pours out in whatever order I can manage it out in. Yeah. I smell like a fucking deli. I need to take a shower. Yeah. My parents are so incompetent with the way they raised me. And my father is dead. I mean, metaphorically. It's like, you know how Peterson says that if you want to be an adult, like an actual adult, your father has to die? That's also true. I feel like my father did just have a metaphorical death. It's like I finally realized that he doesn't know everything. He is just as flawed as anybody. Probably more. And I have that childish sense of admiration that I have toward him. The only reason I managed to keep it, to preserve that childlike wonder in his presence or about him, is literally just because he walked out of my life when I was 14. So my idea of him when I was 14 was sort of preserved in this mental time capsule. And I haven't been able to shake it since. And it's like, no. It's like my dad is not all these things that I thought of him as a 14-year-old. And it's like, this proves it. I have grown up with such issues. I can't even handle a fucking relationship. Can't even handle a boy. Like I can't set my own standards and my own expectations. I'm needy. My parents raised me with such a lack of affection that I'm actually one of those sad little girls who falls in love every time they meet, who falls in love with someone new, like every month. I'm literally one of those fucking... We used to laugh, me and my dad, we used to laugh at these chicks when I was younger. And now I'm one of them. Like, thank God I'm smart. Thank God I'm smart and lucid, and I actually notice about myself, and I can actually correct for this behavior. Otherwise, I'd be fucking screwed. That's what it depends on. It's like self-knowledge. Otherwise I would be screwed. I actually be screwed. I won't lie. The fact that I trip a lot and I've become an acid head ever since starting college probably exacerbated how much I suffered throughout all this whole ordeal. I probably wouldn't have taken things so hard and so literally had I not already been used to taking things pretty emotionally hard while tripping on acid. Also, I think I had a bad trip because I took acid, like, I don't know, 5 days after Kian left or something. After I had the mental breakdown. Like, I don't know, 3 or 5 days after. Literally only 3 or 5 days after. I was dumb enough to trip. And I had such a bad trip. I full on thought I was gonna die. Leah had to calm me down, and yeah, that's a story for another day. But it's like Carl Jung said, beware of unearned wisdom. And I thought that I had somehow gotten wise by experiencing ego disillusion and being one with everything and like seeing God and experiencing what that's like, having such a powerful and intense religious experience. Thought that it made me wise. I thought that it gave me wisdom, something that nobody else had. I thought it was easy wisdom. It was easy wisdom, but it wasn't. It really isn't. It really isn't, because you pay for it with the opposite extreme. And if you can't handle the opposite extreme, if you don't have the fortitude of character to handle the opposite extreme, then you just crumble. And that's why you get people losing their mind on acid and like actually being traumatized or having PTSD after, or just straight up zoning out and just becoming a vegetable. Although that usually tends to happen when there's already an underlying mental condition like schizophrenia or something, and you become just like that guy from Pink Floyd, Sid. Yeah, it's like I would still recommend acid to everybody just because it's so conducive to just swimming around in your own mind, and you do actually gain a lot of insight about yourself and the way you think and the world and the way other people think and your life as a whole. Like, gives you perspective. It does give you a lot of perspective. but it's a perspective that comes at a price because all of the negative things in your life also get put into perspective. It's not just all heavenly, godlike thing, it's also death, and misery, and suffering. That's the opposite end. It's like you can feel this elated as a human, but like it'll take you to the depths of that emotion, like to the lower end of that emotion, those emotions. So you have to be careful with it. It's not for everybody. I wouldn't recommend acid as callously to people anymore. I'll rephrase it like that. I wouldn't recommend it as callously, because it's not easy wisdom. This isn't easy wisdom what I have right now. But it is wisdom. I am better for it. Like, even my face is hardened, my voice is calmer, I feel more together, you know? I don't feel like I'm nothing. I feel like I have some value because I came out of this. I feel like I have more value. I don't know. You know what? Maybe that's why I never developed a sense of self-worth coming out of nihilism and coming out of that phase in my life as a teenager. Maybe I never developed a sense of self-worth because I didn't actually have to suffer through anything. I didn't have to work for anything. I didn't have to be alone and make it in the world. I just attached myself to David because he was the one I met first. And that's the reason that I don't have a healthy self-esteem. And I fall in love with every guy I meet. Well, not every guy I meet, actually. I don't, but you know what I mean? It's like, I have a very immature conception of the idea of being in a relationship. Or the idea that somebody's made for you or something. That's probably why. I never actually worked. It's just like I repressed it. I stayed with David and I repressed it for as long as possible. And I didn't think about it. I just kept my head down and worked on college. You know? And it's like, okay, this videos are. Sometimes I forget that I'm actually recording this. Shit. Yeah, this is getting meandering. The point is that. Actually, I don't know if there is a point. Point is that I'm taking it one day at a time, and this is probably the most meaningful month, like life-changing month that I've ever had in my life. It's like 10 years of self-development or 5 years worth of self-development was like compressed into 30 days or 40 days, you know, genuinely. And I'm better for it, but I feel weak, as in like I feel tired, I feel exhausted. Honestly, I just want this antidepressant thing to work so that my serotonin levels, my brain chemistry can just be normal again, so that I can just take a break, so that I don't have to fight against the strain anymore, you know? Peterson was right when he said that when you face the dragon of chaos, you lose an eye to it. You do lose a part of yourself. You do lose a part of yourself, and who knows, maybe that's what happened to Kian. Maybe that's why he's not capable of doing the same and dragging himself out. It's just because there's just too much. There's nothing there. Whatever dragon he faced in the past, it took all his limbs until there is nothing left of him but like whatever that guy, that patient in that Metallica video was. in black, who's only able to communicate by moving his head in Morse code. Okay, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but it's like, I don't know. Maybe maybe the dragon just cut him in half and now he's a paraplegic. Maybe he's seen too much. Maybe, like, I don't know. I don't know what they did to him. I don't know what his parents did to him. I don't know what his father did to him. But whatever it was, like, I think he might have fucked him up for life. I don't actually know if there is a way out for Gian. I don't know if he's just like, he was just too young and he's just seen things that he really shouldn't have, and now it just broke him. Cause it can break you. Sometimes the Dragon of Chaos does just eat you. Sometimes it is just that big that it's not on you whether you survive or not. Sometimes it just, sometimes it just kills you. And I see it, because I definitely lost a part of myself. Like, a part of me died. A part of me died when I had that mental breakdown. And then another part of me died slowly over the course of the past few weeks. I don't know who I am right now. I don't. I guess that's the good thing. I can be whoever I want to be. I can forge a new identity. So I'm a new person, New person now. Literally, I don't even have that clear of a conception of who I used to be before. But it was an insanely naive person. Sad little individual. Loser. That's who I used to be. I don't feel like that person anymore. I don't feel as fragile. But I lost a lot. I lost a lot of blood.